Hey beauties, welcome back again. So today we are going to be doing my daughter's hair and we're going to be doing some stitch braids. So you need my Beauty by Ada edge control and some of my parting combs, and you will need, I forgot to show that, but you need your braiding hair. I use the expression orange pack. So this is my edge control. As you can see, I have already used it. It's almost gone. Okay, that is how good it is. So yeah, welcome back to my channel. If you're new on here, welcome. Don't forget to subscribe and click on that notification bell so you don't miss the next upload. And if you're new, if you're an OG, thank you so much for always tuning back in. So I'm going to be using the edge control for her hair. And you guys, this is one reason kids are so difficult. I don't even know how kids braiders cope, but doing my kids hair is just one thing I just don't enjoy doing like that. It's so stressful. They never keep their head at a place and they are always moving. I pat the hair down in the middle, and that will kind of like give me, kind of like see where I'm going to and where the hair, how I'm supposed, like if it's going to be equal and all of that. So now we are going to be doing six stitch braids, right? So I'm going to be parting this hair into three places. I divided the hair into two from the middle, and now I am going to be parting it into three equal parts on the side, because when you divide it in the middle, then you get, it kind of like you give the both of them, that both sides are equal. So now I'm patting it down and I'm just braiding it down so that I make sure that everything is equal. I mean, you still have to part and part, but this is just kind of like a guideline to see what you're doing. So yeah, I'm braiding that down, and after I'm doing the same thing on the other side, dividing into three places, because you divide it according to how many stitch braids you're doing, right? So for me, I am doing 6 stitch braids today, so it's going to be 33 on each side. So I'm just dividing that, parting it and just braiding it down, just to make sure that everything is like they look equal. So I also have some stitch braid and knotless braid class that I have on my website. So if you want a detailed instruction and everything, you have to, if you go to my website, you're going to see that class to purchase. And yeah, so this is what it looks like. If you can see what I did there in the middle, I brought this camera as close as possible so that you can learn and see what you're doing. So this is what it looks like close by. So you're using the line and just tracing it all the way back. So that way I'm just following the same line and just tracing it all the way back. So that's what you're doing. And just to make sure that everything is equal, your line is equal from front to back. So I'm doing the same thing on the other side, just making sure that all the lines are equal. So if you want a detailed class and everything, knowing everything you need to know about stitch braids, everything you need to know about knotless braid, I'll have a class on my website, so you can go ahead and grab that for yourself. And trust me, you don't want to miss that class. You're going to love it. Absolutely, you are going to love it. And I kept on moving my camera and all that just so I can get her hair correctly, because she was just moving. You know how kids are, she was just moving all over the place and just trying to lay down, trying to get up, and I gave her a whole lot of snacks. So man, so this is what it looks like from the back. So when I'm trying, this is what it looks like after parting up the braids. So when I'm trying to braid, I'm going to just loosen one at a time. So this is the one. We're starting with this one. So now I'm using the edge control to, make my clean parts and all. So now I'm using this comb to make sure that the parts, like more like, making it neater, making your parts cleaner and all. So that's what I'm basically doing. So I'm using this comb to pat, kind of like make my pattern as clean as possible, just, you know so that's what you want, to make sure that your parts are clean as they can be. And all the products I use on here, I'm going to list in the description box, so you're going to see everything that I used on here in the description box, so you can go ahead and purchase yours if you want to. And also other things that I use, like my tripods and just a whole lot of other things that I have on my Amazon storefront. So after making sure your parts are clean, you can see I went ahead to part the hair into two, like part it in the middle. You want to make sure that you're able to grab and stitch on each side, so that parting in the middle will help you very well. So this is the beginning. I'm starting off with her natural hair, and you want to bring out as much natural hair as possible because you don't want her edges gone. And you guys, I tell you, when I took down this hair, her edges were still intact. Everything was still intact, so you don't want to mess with your edges. So please do not, bring out as much as you can, to make sure that your edges are well secured, relaxed, and it's not like you're not stressing out your edges at all. So that's what I did with her. And then you're going to start feeding in the braids, little bits, little braids, little braiding hair, little, the same little size, until you get to the down part. And you can see her moving. I try to show you guys slowly, but you can see her moving all over the place. She was trying to watch TV at the same time. She was trying to eat the snack. She was just all over the place. But I tried, okay? I tried. It's just, I'm like, oh my gosh. So the way I would do a stitch braid on an adult is not the same way I did, like the same way I'm doing her stitch braids. It's just kind of like different, like when I'm doing my clients' hair, my clients are adults. I don't do kids' hair. But for her, I wanted the braiding hair to be as little as possible, as light as possible. So it got to a point where I just stopped feeding in hair. But if I was to be doing an adult's hair, I would definitely feed in hair till the end. But for her, I didn't want and I didn't want her braid to be, bulky. I just wanted it to feel like her natural hair, as light as possible. Just put the little beads and just make it. I like making my kids' hair as simple as it can be. Just make it as simple as. That's just it. So. But the way I am doing has not less braids is the same way I would do an adult, but not exactly the same way, if that makes sense. So I have the class on my website, so you can go ahead and purchase your online class, and I'm telling you, very well detailed video and everything. So, and also have my hair growth oil and edge control on my website as well, so you can go ahead and grab yours. I'm telling you, that hair growth oil is the truth. If you follow me on Instagram, you will see all the reviews, you will see all the pictures, the before and afters, and that I have been doing, so you guys will see everything. You guys, you can see her at this point. She was just tired and fed up, and she's already crying. You can see what I mean by not doing kids hair, because they just cannot even endure for a little bit. And they are just, I think it's just my kids, like when it's mommy doing their hair, they just get so dramatic and all. I'm telling you, if you've no if anybody I like if anybody have done their hair, the first thing they always say is like, oh my gosh, your hands are so soft. Like, my hands are not painful at all. I'm telling you, I have the most gentle hand ever. But kids will just be kids, so dramatic. They are just so dramatic. And sometimes they just, I mean, kids will just be kids, that's it. So I was like, I mean, you gotta get your hair done, baby girl, because your hair has to be done. That's just it. And it's funny how after the whole process, they will be the first people to go to the mirror to go look at their hair, like, So thank goodness we are done, and now I'm applying her mousse, and I'm going to be tying that down. Look at her little self. And I'm going to be tying that down, and then we're going to go ahead and put in her beads, and that's it. For kids, I always say this on my channel: if you feel like your child can handle hot water, please do not dip their hair in hot water. For her, she's just always moving around. I can't even deal with no hot water. So we are going to be putting in our beads. And if you want to learn how to put on your beads, I actually did a slow kind of like slowed it down on this part, so you can watch how to put your beads if you ever struggle with that. So, and this is what I mean by making the hair as light as possible. Like, look at how it looks, just gentle, soft, as light as possible with her beads. Just looks like her hair. So I like that. So I'm going to be going in and blow drying, a little bit, just to make sure that everywhere is secured and dried. And now we're going to take in that off. Look at that hair. I did that. Okay, look at her. So you can see your stitch braids. And then I'm going to be going in with the Beauty by Ada hair oil, and I always put that on their hair. If you follow me on Instagram, you know I put that on their hair every morning before they go to school. So I'm going to be applying that on her hair. And make sure I drench them in the oil. Make sure their hair is as moisturized as ever. And because, man, this oil is so good, and I'm going to be using this. Listen, this I call the scalp therapy. This oil is amazing. This oil hydrates your scalp. I'm telling you, when you're putting it on, you can feel this oil hydrate, like you can feel it on your scalp. This oil, oh gosh, I love this oil. This one in particular, I love. Okay, I love this one. When you're applying it, you will just be feeling it. Like, I kind of, it's something you need to feel. It's not something I have to explain to you. But I love the scalp therapy oil. You guys get that as well. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Look at that braid. We did that. If you want to book an appointment, I will leave everything, all my details, in the description box. And don't forget to subscribe if you have not done that already. Don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment. I'll see you guys in my next video, beauties. Bye.